Bit of a different video today. I have the new Misty, and if you've been here before you know that I really adore the old Misty and I use it all the time. But when I saw that Ileana was recreating the Misty, I just knew that I think that the features were going to make it an even better tool than it already is. So I thought I'd share my thoughts with you on unboxing this today and share my first impressions. So this has come from America and it's packaged really well, so I'd be very surprised if anything's happened to it in transport, because it's actually double boxed. So the new Misty is the same size as the original Misty. It's the improvements haven't been made on the mini Misty yet, so I'm crossing my fingers that that happens real soon. And already I'm loving the shape of this. It's a good solid tool, and I've got my old tool here as well. It's probably about the same in weight. This is my much loved version. Anyway, I'm going to go through what I've seen as some of the improvements. And the main one for me, I think that's going to be a game changer, is the fact that there's a lip now. So it's going to be much easier to open and close the Misty. Before, other people put little tabs of tape to sort of give them something to hold on to. I never did bother with that, but it was something that I did think about doing. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I will still do it because I'm still going to keep my old Misty. Another thing that I'll notice straight away is the hinges are much improved. They've got like a metal section in the middle. Not saying that the plastic one here was a problem. I've never had any of them break, and I don't have a problem with the tool restamping and having the lid shift so the image isn't stamped perfectly. I haven't had a problem with that at all. It's more if I do shift the image, it's because I've shifted the image on the inside. And there is a magnet that comes with it. So actually I'll just open that here. And that, so there's the mouse pad that comes with it, and also some this is just the paper, but I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. So obviously this is the same as the original, but there is this place here to keep the magnet. And these, I don't know if you've used these magnets, but they're really solid. And especially when they're on this, I find them harder to lift up. So I'm not sure that I will actually keep my magnet there, because there is a lip, so you can't sort of slide it off that way. You have to slide it in to pick it up. Other people make it look really easy. I can't. So I'm probably just going to do what I normally do and keep my magnet on the top here. The other thing of note is the ruler down the side. And this is really good for countries that use decimal and not inches. Is it now has, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, it now has centimeters and inches, and it's actually not like before. It was like a piece of tape. Look how much mine's faded. I'm sure mine was a lot brighter when I started. I must go back to my old videos and have a look. But it's they're kind of like a sticker on top, and I know you can buy replacement stickers if you wanted to change the colour up, but I wouldn't bother doing that unless I couldn't see it, or maybe I made a mess on it. But my mini Misty is nearly as bright as the new one that I've got here. So that's interesting how pale this one is now. Okay, back to the rulers. Yes, that's where I was focusing on. I'm so excited. Can you see? I can't keep focus. Okay, the rulers. So the actual numbers and lines are etched into it, and from what I can tell, they've actually lined up with where your paper sits now even better. It's going to be a lot more accurate, whereas the stickers might have been off a little bit. So having centimetres and inches is awesome. I love that about it. I did buy a new mouse pad, and probably, I don't know why really, I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment, but I really like the mouse pads that have the ones that have the grid on it, and it's like a plastic one, so it protects the actual, I can wipe it off if I get any ink on it. But I don't know, maybe it's the squares that I wanted. Maybe it's because I've got it on my other big one and I wanted it again. But what I usually do anyway is use the papers from My Sweet Petunia, and I know that Hero Arts have their own now. Am I lying? But you can buy other papers from other companies. You could also just cut up a piece of copy paper and use whatever you have. But I got my mother, love my mother, she's the craftiest woman I know. I got her when she was here last year to make me some, see, much easier to pick up if it's on that phone, just to use one of these sheets of paper. And this, I did this in, when I say I got her to make one for both my original size Misty and for my mini, and it's just literally been run through the laminator and then just cut it down so it fits perfectly in here, and then I can just wipe it away, and that means that probably one sheet of paper might last me now about a year. So if anyone wants a sheet of paper for their Misty, I've got plenty to spare and I'm happy to share. So that's so cool. See how nice and clean that is? I don't think I ever stamped on it without having the paper in there anyway, so I just like it. And I can't wait for the mini Misty version. And I know I really didn't need the new one. I wanted it, but I didn't need it. I didn't have to have it. But I do run out of, believe it or not, I have the two, the mini and the original, but I do run out of Misties at times. Well, no, I'm not joking, because I leave my stamps within the Misty while I'm colouring, so that when I finish, sometimes I find I need to re-stamp the image after I've finished colouring. Other times I'm not sure if I need to like sort of start again, so I just often, until my card's finished, I'll leave my stamps in place on the lid. And often I'll be using more than one stamp at once, so I'll set one up in the mini, I'll set one up in here, in the bigger one, but then I'll run out because I want to do something else. Or if I've lost my mojo on a card and it's just not working out and I want to start another card, I don't want to lift the stamp off necessarily to start again. So now I have more options. And that's my excuse to myself for needing another one. And I wanted it. So first impressions, definitely I like it. I like it even better than the first one. I think this is going to be my go-to, and my first one will be my backup. My favourite bit is this, for sure. So thanks so much for joining me here today. I've had fun sharing my little unboxing with you. If you have any tips or tricks, or if you are planning to buy the new Misty, or if you're not, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions on the Misty, and I always love to hear what you've got to say. before I go, just hang around for a few minutes because I've got a couple of photos to share from my recent holiday in Australia, to the beach, camping, while we're allowed to get away, and now we're not. So I thought I'd share it with you here. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.